With over 25 million people over the age of 60 living with cataracts today, the likelihood of this condition increases alarmingly as the years go by. By age 75, 1 in 2 adults already has them, and by 80, over 70% do. This isn't just a medical statistic, it's a silent crisis that robs people of something much deeper than clear vision: independence, confidence, and the freedom to live life to the fullest. Cataracts don't appear overnight. They arrive little by little, like a fog settling on the window of your life. First, you notice that car lights at night seem too bright, scattering into an uncomfortable glare. Then, the faces of loved ones lose their sharpness. The letters in the newspaper seem to shift, and reading a book becomes a strain. Eventually, you start avoiding things that were once normal. You stop driving at dusk. You hesitate to go out alone. You become more dependent on others for simple things like reading a label or safely going down the stairs. This isn't just aging, it's losing control. Yet, here's the part no one usually tells you. Not everything is lost. Cataracts are not an inevitable punishment or a fixed fate. What's happening in your eyes is, in large part, the result of years of accumulated wear and tear, unresolved inflammation, and a lack of the nutrients that eye tissues need to repair themselves overnight. Because yes, the night is key. It's while you sleep that your body enters its natural restoration cycle. The lens, retina, and optic nerve try to heal from the day's damage. But if your body doesn't have the right nutrients by bedtime, that process remains incomplete. Instead of repairing, your eyes continue to deteriorate night after night. The good news is that there are simple, natural foods, likely already in your kitchen, that if consumed for dinner or before bed, can help protect your eyes and even support their recovery. It's not about expensive supplements or painful procedures, but about small changes to your plate that can make a big difference in how you see the world when you wake up. Today, you'll learn what these foods are, why they work, and how to include them in your nightly routine to give your eyes a chance to heal while you rest. Most importantly, you'll discover that there is still hope, that you can still take care of your vision and gain more years of clarity, independence, and confidence. Get ready, because what you'll learn today isn't just information. It's a practical tool to reclaim what you value most: seeing the world with the sharpness and beauty you've always deserved. The nightly repair of your eyes. Cataracts rarely appear overnight. You don't wake up one morning and suddenly the world is covered in fog. It's a slow, stealthy process that advances while you barely notice it. A silent thief that steals clarity little by little, night after night, while you sleep. The most unsettling part is that we often believe it's simply age, but the reality is different. What's happening in your eyes is intimately related to how your body repairs itself at night and the nutrients it receives, or lacks, just before bedtime. During the day, your eyes are exposed to immense stress: sunlight, screens, smoke, pollution, even the simple act of constantly focusing and refocusing. Each of these factors causes microscopic damage: oxidation, inflammation, small injuries to the lens proteins, and wear on the retina. Fortunately, the body is designed to repair all of this while you rest. It's as if your eyes have a maintenance shift. But what happens when that repair can't be completed because the necessary nutrients are missing? The damage accumulates. That's the true origin of many cataracts. It's not just age. It's the repeated lack of the compounds your body needs to keep eye tissues transparent, flexible, and healthy. Without those nutrients, the lens loses its clarity, the retina becomes inflamed, and the optic nerve weakens. So night after night, the eyes age faster than they should. Here's the surprising part. If you change what you eat for your last meal of the day, you can change the course of that story. What you consume for dinner becomes the fuel your body will use during those critical hours of repair. A meal light on nutrients, like just some bread or crackers, doesn't give your eyes the tools they need. In contrast, a food rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals right before bed can make the difference between waking up with tired vision and waking up with a clearer, more protected view. The power of carrots, more than just a snack. Don Ernesto, 73, had always been proud of his independence. A retired military mechanic, he was used to driving long distances at night without fear. He never thought his sight would betray him, but little by little, he started avoiding going out after dusk. "I feel like I'm driving through a thick fog," he confessed. "The car lights blur and blind me." This phenomenon, known as night blindness, is one of the first signs that cataracts are starting to form. The eye's lens loses flexibility and transparency, making it a frustrating and dangerous challenge to adapt to changes in light. But it's crucial to understand that this doesn't happen just because of age. The eyes don't break down without reason. They do so because they are malnourished, deprived of one of the most essential nutrients, vitamin A. This is where food comes into play, not as vague advice, but as a real and powerful tool. Vitamin A is needed to produce rhodopsin, a protein that allows the eyes to see in low light conditions. Without enough rhodopsin, night vision becomes almost impossible. In Don Ernesto's case, the problem wasn't what he ate during the day, but what he didn't eat at night. His dinners were often just toast or crackers, nothing that provided what his eyes needed to repair themselves. With one simple change, everything began to improve. He added cooked carrots to his dinner 3 or 4 times a week. In just 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. He could read the car's dashboard again in the dim light. A month later, he drove to visit his daughter at night without feeling panicked. The secret wasn't an expensive supplement. It was a simple, orange, crunchy food that had been within his reach all his life. When we think of foods for vision, carrots are usually the first thing that comes to mind, and for good reason. These orange roots are one of the richest sources of beta-carotene, the pigment our body converts into vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for the production of rhodopsin, the protein that helps the eyes adapt to darkness. However, what most people overlook is that the key isn't just eating carrots once in a while, but consistency, and above all, the time of day they're consumed. At night, the eyes enter their natural repair cycle, and that's when vitamin A works to regenerate the lens, retina, and optic nerve. That's why including carrots at dinner is a strategy to make the most of your sleep hours as a form of eye restoration therapy. In addition to vitamin A, carrots contain antioxidants that reduce inflammation in eye tissues. Chronic inflammation is one of the main causes of the lens losing its transparency, which accelerates the onset of cataracts. By reducing inflammation, the eyes stay clearer for longer. Marta, a 70-year-old woman who enjoyed reading novels at night, noticed that the letters were becoming blurry, and the glare from lamps made it hard to concentrate. By adding half a cup of steamed carrots to her dinner at least 4 times a week, she noticed within a month that she could read more pages without eye strain and that the light bothered her less. For her, this small change meant getting to enjoy one of her passions again. The versatility of carrots is an advantage. They can be eaten raw as a snack, grated in salads, roasted as a side dish, or even blended into a light soup. The important thing is not the form, but the regularity. Sweet potatoes and spinach, nightly protectors for your eyes. Doña Isabel, 68, noticed that car lights at night were no longer small, defined beams, but huge bright circles surrounded by a glow. What Isabel was experiencing is a classic sign of developing cataracts: light scattering. When the lens loses transparency, light doesn't enter directly but scatters, creating those annoying reflections that make driving dangerous. This is where a food that many underestimate comes in: the sweet potato. Contrary to what many believe, sweet potatoes are authentic stores of beta-carotene, vitamin C, and antioxidants that help maintain the clarity of the lens and reduce the formation of those light halos. By including baked sweet potato in her dinner twice a week, Isabel noticed that although the halos hadn't completely disappeared, they were much less intense. Little by little, she felt safe behind the wheel again. Sweet potatoes are an extraordinary source of beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, essential for night vision. By consuming it as your last meal of the day, you ensure your body has this nutrient during the nightly repair cycle. Additionally, sweet potatoes also contain vitamins E and vitamin C, antioxidants that protect the lens proteins from oxidative damage, a primary cause of the cloudiness that characterizes cataracts. They are also rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, which act as a natural filter against blue light and free radicals, protecting central vision and helping to keep colors more vibrant and defined. Another important benefit is that sweet potatoes help stabilize blood sugar levels, which is crucial because excess glucose can accelerate eye damage and promote the onset of cataracts. Clara, a 72-year-old woman who enjoyed knitting at night, noticed that the colors of her yarn were getting confused. By including sweet potatoes in her dinners, she not only felt more energized, but also noticed that she could distinguish colors better under the lamp. If any vegetable deserves the title of nightly medicine for the eyes, it's spinach. At first glance, it looks like just another leaf in the market, but within its intense green color lie some of the most powerful compounds for visual health. In fact, various studies have shown that people who consume spinach regularly have a much lower risk of developing cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. Spinach's secret lies in its star carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. These antioxidants act as natural filters in the retina, blocking the damaging part of blue light and reducing the impact of oxidative stress. Spinach doesn't just protect, it also repairs. Its high content of chlorophyll helps reduce eye inflammation, while its supply of vitamins E and K promotes blood circulation to the eyes, ensuring nutrients arrive efficiently during the nightly recovery cycle. When spinach is part of your dinner, your body has the exact resources it needs to regenerate eye tissues while you sleep. Antonio, 75, began to notice that the colors of his favorite movies seemed dull, almost grayish. He thought his TV was failing until he realized it was his own eyes losing the ability to distinguish shades. By including sautéed spinach in his dinner 3 times a week, he noticed a gradual change. After 2 months, he could clearly distinguish the red and green tones that had once seemed the same. Spinach not only helped improve his vision, but also returned some of the joy he had lost. Spinach is incredibly versatile. It can be eaten raw in salads, sautéed with garlic as a side, or even blended into green smoothies. Including it at dinner means giving your eyes a shield against the wear of age and a powerful tool to continue enjoying the colors of life. Eggs, a golden treasure for your eyes. For years, eggs carried a bad reputation due to cholesterol, but today, we know that reputation was unfair. Modern studies show that eggs are one of the best sources of nutrients for vision, especially in preventing and managing cataracts. The secret isn't in the white, but in the yolk. The yolk is a true eye treasure because it concentrates lutein and zeaxanthin in a much more bioavailable form. This means that when you eat eggs, your body absorbs and uses these protective compounds more effectively. Lutein and zeaxanthin act directly on the macula, the central part of the retina responsible for detailed vision and color recognition. By accumulating there, they work as a natural filter that blocks harmful light and neutralizes free radicals that accelerate eye aging. This effect not only protects against macular degeneration, but also helps slow the clouding of the lens, the hallmark of cataracts. Additionally, eggs provide zinc, a mineral fundamental for transporting vitamin A to the eye. Without enough zinc, even a diet rich in vitamin A might not be well utilized. Teresa, 69, noticed that the notes in her church choir's sheet music seemed blurrier. She decided to include a hard-boiled egg in her dinner almost every day. Within a few weeks, she noticed a remarkable improvement in her ability to read the music without so much effort. The best thing about eggs is their versatility. They can be served scrambled, in an omelet, or baked, as long as you avoid excessive frying. Don Roberto, a 74-year-old violinist, noticed his sheet music was blurry due to his advancing cataracts. By including eggs in his dinner, he noticed that his eye strain decreased, and he could read the music better. His experience shows how simple, consistent habits can strengthen the eyes night after night. A simple plan for your nightly routine. Every night, while you sleep, your body activates a complex repair system. The heart slows, breathing calms, and your eyes enter their own restoration cycle. During the day, eyes suffer constant wear and tear from intense light, bright screens, and oxidative stress. All of this leaves small traces of damage that, if not repaired, accumulate over time and lead to cataracts. The problem arises when the body doesn't have enough nutrients to complete this task, and the damage accumulates night after night. The evening meal takes on an unexpected importance, as it becomes the toolkit your eyes will use to repair themselves. If your last meal is full of refined sugars, your body will have little material to work with. But if you include foods rich in lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin A, and antioxidants, every hour of sleep becomes a natural treatment for your eyes. Dinner isn't just energy for the body, it's nightly medicine for your vision. At this point, you might be wondering how to put all this into practice without too much hassle. The answer is simpler than you think. You don't need complicated diets or impossible recipes. All your eyes require is consistency and a small selection of key foods in your nightly routine. Imagine your dinner as a daily opportunity to give your vision a natural therapy session. For example, you can add baked sweet potato as a side dish 3 nights a week, include a cooked egg or a light omelette on 2 other nights, and alternate with sautéed spinach or a salad on the remaining nights. This way, over the course of a week, your eyes will have received beta-carotene, lutein, zeaxanthin, and antioxidants in sufficient doses to boost their nightly repair. The key is regularity. It's not about eating large quantities, but about choosing with intention. Half a cup of spinach, 1 egg, or a small serving of sweet potato is enough. If you want variety, you can prepare a light carrot and sweet potato soup, or a spinach and egg tortilla. The most important thing is that this plan doesn't feel like a heavy obligation, but like a pleasant habit. The best part is that you don't have to wait months to see results. Many people notice that their eyes feel less tired and that nighttime lights bother them less after just a few weeks. If you've made it this far, you now know the secret that many ignore. Your eyes are not doomed to lose clarity inevitably. Every night while you sleep, your body tries to repair the day's accumulated damage, and every dinner is the perfect opportunity to give it the nutrients it needs to succeed. We're not talking about miraculous solutions or empty promises. We're talking about simple, natural foods that have been in our kitchens for generations and, when prepared with intention, become silent medicine for your sight. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or 80. There's always room to take care of your vision and improve your quality of life. It's not too late to regain the confidence to go out at night, to read without so much effort, and to enjoy colors as they truly are.